Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I want to do something different, do a live video, race recap, kind of following Adam McGill, you know. So instead of reading the whole story online, we'll just do this. So it's my third race at Mountaintop, Marvins Mountaintop with GNCC. First time I ever raced there, I took third place, and then a year later I took second. So third time's the charm, and not so much. So earlier in my local series we raced there, and I had a wire come loose underneath my airbox, and just it had turned out to be the timing chain position sensor. So anyway, I took like second to last place at that race, like 7th place, something like that. So anyway, I was like, all right, it's redemption time. You know, maybe go for a win, at least top 3. And so we're at the line, and we get started. And four-wheeler wouldn't start right up. I got a new push button for my start, and I didn't push it in long enough. So that was a mistake on my end. So I was last getting off the line, which I'm kind of used to that for all those Can-Ans, man. They're so fast off the line. I can't compete with those unless you're Jason Reed, because you know, he pulled a whole shot in Florida like 2 years ago. Like crazy, dude. Brand new Polaris. So we get up into the first turn, and I'm looking at getting about 4th into the woods. So I was getting ready to pass like 2 or 3 other four-wheelers. And then this guy, man, I don't know what happened. There was nothing in front of him, and he just like hits his brakes, and my front left wheel just slams him. Don't know what happened. As soon as I hit him, I knew immediately something went wrong. I started looking at my steering. I couldn't figure out, it was pulling me hard to the right. And I didn't know. I thought maybe it bent my tie rod in. I was like, well, it's the tie rod end's bent. You know, whatever. Make it through the lap, get back. That lap, oh my gosh. So at Marvins Mountaintop, I've never been lapped by a pro there. That's the only track. It's my home track. Like, I can ride my four-wheeler to that track in like probably 15 minutes. Never been lapped there. So I get within like 2 miles of completing my first lap, and Kevin Cunningham just barrels past me. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is horrible. So I'm fighting the steering, like I'm in like a control crash every single turn. Didn't know what to do. Like, I had no idea. I kept looking at my front, making sure my alignment's straight. My alignment was perfect. No idea what was going on. So I finally get to the pits, and I'm an emotional wreck. I get there and I tell my wife, I says, I need a 17 and a 13 wrench. You know, I need to adjust this toe. I'm looking at my front wheels. I'm like, they're straight as an arrow. So I get down there, and I'm still trying to get the lock nut off. And I just put brand new tie rod ends on, inner tie rod ends, and I put those lock nuts on, and I must have really got them on tight. I mean, it was like I took a welder to them to lock them on. I could not get them on. I was so emotional. Like, I'll admit, as a man, I started bawling. Like, I was so disappointed with myself. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. That is what happened. Let's try to focus a little bit. There we go. That is what happened from the second turn contact. I didn't know it at the time. When I finally got to the pits there, we was trying to figure out what the heck was going on, and I look over and I see that shaft sticking out. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And let's see if you can see there. Yeah, so my wheel is just covered in grease. So anyway, I got to replace the hub, get a new axle. It was a fun race. I mean, besides having my issues, I think if that didn't happen, I was a real good contender for, you know, at least first or second. Felt really great. It happens. It's part of racing. Yeah, Chris, man, it's, oh my gosh. If it, I don't know. It was really frustrating and disappointing. But you know, I was really excited too because I got some brand new CST tires and STI wheels thanks to Bill Daly at Outlaw Motors. You know, he sponsors me, helps me out a lot. I'll switch it over here. So right there, the CST behemoths on the new STI bead locks. So they handled perfect. I did not get stuck once, even though I only had one wheel on all-wheel drive. But they worked great. So you know, a couple of other sponsors, PowerMad, right there, keeping my hands clean of all the tree limbs out there. Art Performance with Richie, man, they work on my foiler so much. Let's see if we can tell up in here. So you can't really tell too much, but those shock mounts have broken like 3 times at least. They've broken on me. And Zach Nolan, Richie's little brother, he gets in there and gets that four-wheeler back up and running, and I got some more welding for him to do, so he might not be too happy with me, but I got to thank them out so much. RG Honda, you know, for the machine, you know, they helped me out. Vanilla Gorilla Racing, you know, all your skids for the 450s. Gland Innovations, let's see, you got the case savers and sprockets, you know, for the sport quads. They support our team, so you know, being on Vigilant Vet Racing, man, we run all the sponsors, even though they don't make any parts for us. Polaris Engineer Lubricants, see, Alco Cleaners, you know, she's pretty clean today, so the Alco Cleaners did its job. Mike Allen, thanks, man, you've been with us for a few years now, you know, we appreciate it. What else we got here? RJWC exhaust, that is that bad boy right there. Sounds like a diesel truck coming through the woods. Can't miss it. Fly Racing, you know, our fly gear that we wear. Evans waterless coolant, keeping the engine cool through these treacherous conditions. Let's see, EarthX batteries. You know, that was my own fault with the EarthX. You know, I didn't push the button long enough. But really good batteries. You can throw them like a football or even a baseball. Seco Racing with my frame braces and front diff. Haven't had a problem all year. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate your support, man. Hope to be working with you in the future. Check out, he's always making new products for the Can-Ams, Renegades, Sportsmans, or Outlanders, and the Polaris Scramblers and Sportsmans. He has a new hub that, or a new knuckle that he just built for the Scramblers, so be sure to check that out. It's ricksecoracing.com. Lone Star Racing, they sell everything, man. Rock Speed, they got my handlebar risers. I got like 3-inch risers, I think, on there. So, you know, I'm a tall dude. What else we got? Oh, I don't have Waynesburg Yamaha in here, but Waynesburg Yamaha. And I think that's about it. Oh, Spider. I'm showing you my graphics, and I'm not talking about Spider Graphics. So, huge shout out to Spider Graphics, man. They nailed these graphics. And also my good friend KW, man. He's helped me out in so many ways. Got to thank him a lot for what he's done for me. This is everyone that came by to say hi, that sends me encouraging messages, man. It's what the racing community is all about. You know, we're all friends on and off the track. You know, we'll bicker at each other. You know, before we race, it's all fun, man. You know, I have a blast. And of course, you know, Vigilant Vet Racing, Chris, appreciate it, man. You're doing a hell of a job. You know, for everyone knows, on Vigilant Vet Racing, Chris Denton just took over as the executive director about midway through the year, and he's getting ready to tackle his first season of being the one in charge, man. So all the praises to you, Chris, man. You're doing a great job. I can't explain it anymore. I'm so happy to be a part of the team. I think this will be my 4th or 5th year with VVR. You know, also Rick Proctor for getting me started. You know, Rick Proctor is the original founder of Vigilant Vet Racing, and if it wasn't for seeing a post, like one single post on Facebook, I wouldn't be there. So thanks for him for getting me started into this money pit. It's really what it is. But no, appreciate y'all staying tuned. I don't know if we're going to have it ready or not for our next local race. It's next week, and I got a lot of replacing to do, a lot of welding to get done on it. I got to make a trip to RG Honda next week and talk to them a little bit and see what we can do. Might need to get a new frame underneath that sucker. The frame came from Rodney Parks. He really hooked a friend up with the frame, but it came from Rick Checo, which beat the heck out of it, man. Dude's fast, you know, over there going to the Romania hunt the wolf. So I got it from him used, and you know, used condition, and last me about a season and a half. So I can't complain. But I think the life of the frame has ended with Rick Checo racing it, you know, as hard as he is, and then getting my crashaholic butt on it. Just putting it through the works. Actually, I might be able to show you what happened. I don't even know. I think it was just the stress in the frame. But that's completely off, and that's completely off. And I got a couple stress cracks throughout the frame itself. So it's pretty well shot. There's probably more weld on this frame than there is metal. But yeah, so maybe we can get it ready for Ironman. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe the season's done. Yeah, I got championship in the local series, and I was just coming out to Masontown for fun. It's a local track, trying to get some redemption from earlier this year, but it bit me. So maybe fifth time will be the charm. So, all right, everyone. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for